Alright, so we know Wolverine's getting his own PS5 game from Insomniac, the same team that let us beat people senseless with Spider-Man sneakers. But here's the thing, Logan doesn't exactly have the most family-friendly villains. So today we're going full mutant mode and breaking down which Wolverine villains actually have a shot at showing up in the game, which ones are too R-rated for Sony, and which ones would make even Deadpool say, yo, tone it down. Number one, let's be real, it's gotta be Sabretooth. If Sabretooth isn't in this game, I'll personally eat my PS5 raw. This guy is Wolverine's literal evil twin, except if Logan was a drunken MMA fighter who'd been raised by wolves and fed nothing but Red Bull and rage. They've been tearing each other apart in the comics since before your dad lost his hair. Both have healing factors, both are animalistic, both hate each other more than Twitter hates logic. Sabretooth is Wolverine's perfect first boss, like Scorpio to Spider-Man, but with more body hair and fewer morals. Next up is Silver Samurai, the guy who watched Kill Bill and thought, yeah, but what if I made it problematic? He's got armor, a glowing sword, and a moral compass that pointed south. He's tied to Wolverine's Japan storyline, so if this game dips into Logan's wandering samurai arc, he's a top tier boss fight waiting to happen. Picture this. You're in a snowy temple, you hear metal scraping stone, and boom! A katana lights up and you're in a sword versus claw duel. Like something out of Ghost of Tsushima on steroids. Chef's kiss. Wow. You ever look at a character and think, yeah, that guy smells like radiation and vodka? That's Omega Red. He's a Soviet mutant with tentacle whips, a death aura, and enough Cold War trauma to get his own Netflix documentary. Omega Red would be the perfect mid-game monster boss. Big, tanky, terrifying. The kind of guy who doesn't even flinch when you slice off his face. He just grows another one. Probably worse. Only question is whether Sony will let Insomniac say Soviet Death Machine without flagging the content. Number 4, this woman said, I saw Logan's claws and decided to 3D print better ones. Lady Deathstrike is savage, sharp, and absolutely unhinged. She's got cybernetic implants, extendable nails that make Freddy Krueger nervous, and a vendetta that makes Logan's bar tab look like pocket change. She's tied to the Weapon X program, which we know the game is teasing. You want a boss fight that feels like horror action? Put Logan in a locked room with Deathstrike and let the metal fly. 5. Okay. This one's a maybe. Mr. Sinister is what happens when a Victorian vampire cosplayer discovers cloning and decides ethics are for nerds. He's genetically obsessed with Wolverine and the X-Men. He'd make a great puppet master style villain, maybe not front and center, but pulling strings from the shadows like, surprise, you've been cloned 42 times and one of them's evil. Totally believable in a sequel, totally terrifying in a side mission, totally blocked on Wolverine's phone. Now let's rapid fire some villains we're probably not gonna see, but would make incredible chaos if they showed up. Daken, Wolverine's son? Yes. He exists, yes. He's a bisexual manipulator with claws and serious daddy issues. Sony probably says, let's hold that for the DLC. Or therapy. Romulus, the ancient wolf mutant who manipulated Wolverine's entire bloodline, which sounds cool until you realize his main power is looking like a furry who reads Nietzsche. Deadpool. Too meta, too funny, too likely to break the game by saying, this looks like Insomniac's office. So here's the realistic villain roster I think we're getting. Sabretooth, because duh. Lady Deathstrike, tied to Logan's past, great horror combat. Silver Samurai for the Ghost of Tsushima, but angrier vibes. Omega Red, because every game needs a terrifying brick wall. And maybe Mr. Sinister, pulling strings from the background like a British Bond villain who reads X-Men fanfic. The rest, DLC bait or Insomniac's next fever dream. Either way, the claws are out, the blood's gonna fly, and if I don't get a boss fight where Logan screams in slow motion as he charges a 7-foot mutant with laser swords, I will personally file a lawsuit with my fist.